Sup flappers, it's been a while since I've kind of just sat here in Mondstadt on this bench and talking to you guys. If you guys remember some of my older videos, this is how I used to essentially converse with you guys. I just want to bring it all back from the crazy content, the showcases, the character demonstrations and whatnot, tier list, stay away from the drama, and really just go back to talking to you guys, alright? Inazuma is likely coming really soon. We currently have 15 days left for patch 1.6, so as they normally do, the patch 1.7 live stream is going to be coming up in a couple days here. If I recall correctly, it's usually on a Friday, so it should be coming this Friday. I myself will be doing live translations for the CN live stream on this YouTube channel right here on YouTube. So if you're interested for that, make sure to tune in likely on this Friday. And during that live stream, we will also be giving away a Kazuha to a lucky viewer. Of course, channel members do have double the chances. However, you do have to be live and present during that live stream. More details to how to enter will be in another video coming out before that live stream. So what I want to talk about today is that while I think everybody is sitting on the edge of their seats for Inazuma, we have to be really careful, as hype is a very dangerous thing in a moment of desperation. And why do I mention that? It's because it's been no lie that I think partially the reason we have been turning a blind eye to the filler content is because we know something extravagant, something humongous, such as a new region is coming up, and that being Inazuma. So imagine if Inazuma doesn't live up to our expectations, all that pent up frustration over the past few months of just sitting and waiting and biding and just hoping for something good to happen, and that is all gonna just explode. Some people might take it very quietly and just up and leave. Others might take it to the forums. Others might take it to content creator comment sections, because content creators usually, can give a response, as opposed to Mihoyo, who just kind of chooses to stay quiet. Regardless of what happens, I've said my points regarding how I think Inazuma is going to be released and how Mihoyo is essentially going to tackle this issue, which is by spreading Inazuma into multiple parts, giving people time to have Inazuma slowly sink in, and just having us holding on to more hope, which on Mihoyo's part would be the smartest way to go about this. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, there hasn't been a lot of information regarding patch 1.7. We kind of already know what characters are coming in patch 1.7, and they're both, I would say, Inazuma related. But unlike previous patches where we got so many more leaked information, this patch it's been so quiet. Have you guys noticed? If you look around, even if you try to look for patch 1.7 leaks, it's actually almost non-existent. Now this is really interesting. Imagine if patch 1.7 were to be Inazuma, why is there so little information pertaining to it? Okay, so that's one of the first things I want to divert your attention to, is the lack of leaks. My man Majestic is sitting there twiddling his thumbs thinking, man, I really need something, right? I need some kind of content to show to my viewers. And I'm going to be honest, I've tried to look into patch 1.7, but just nothing really. So I'd imagine in the next few days, something insane is going to happen. The community has essentially reached a boiling point. If patch 1.7 ends up being another filler patch, I just hope that Ayaka and Yoimiya are some sort of goddesses that can keep people still attached to this game, because I am worried summer break is going to come to an end towards the end of patch 1.7. It would be a mistake for Mihoyo to postpone Inazuma for patch 1.8, because that's essentially at the start of September, right? So if we're going according to what I originally anticipated, which is patch 1.7 is going to be part 1 of Inazuma, and then patch 1.8 is going to be the remainder of Inazuma, that still gives people some sense of hope, some sense of progression, and it's going to feel like a 3-month long journey for us to kind of fully explore this new region. And speaking of the new region, I do think that not only do we have to get a new region, but there are some serious things regarding Genshin Impact, the game, and certain quality of life features that needs to be addressed. I've been saying this since patch 1.1, which is artifact preset, artifact quick swap, artifact quick list, whatever you want to call it. A way for us to manage our artifacts, to have them be able to quick swap over to different characters, because currently I think even free-to-play players are having severe issues managing their artifacts for 2 different teams, essentially 8 different characters, and how the Abyss oftentimes runs teams that are different from the overworld. So let's say if you're running a 4-man team in the overworld and Abyss resets and you're like, hey, let's go try the Abyss. Now you gotta take 2 pieces away from your main carry, put them into a support DPS in team 2. It gets so frustrating, and I don't know what MiHoYo's thinking to not have this feature, especially if Inazuma, well, actually it's not a question of if, it's Inazuma will likely introduce even more artifacts, and of course more characters. Right, as we continue to pull for characters, our team building options start to get bigger and bigger. And let me tell you, when there's different weapons you gotta swap over, as well as artifacts, and then you have freaking 17 different characters you can choose from. This game is supposed to give us options and make us feel free to choose whatever we want, to pair whoever we want. But when it becomes such a hassle, let's say you built an 8-man squad and you go challenge the Abyss and you realize, hey, you know, this doesn't really work. I want to kind of switch both teams up and give these other characters a shot. And guess what? You're going to be spending 10 minutes if you're quick and you know what you're doing in artifacts, just swapping them all over the place, including weapons. And imagine going in, you forget that you... I don't want to ramble on about this, but please, MiHoYo, this needs to come for Inazuma. We're getting to a point where there's too many characters, too many options, and it's confusing the hell out of me, all right? And finally, I just want to talk about Inazuma content consumption, okay? If Inazuma comes out and it's just gonna be exploration islands and story quests, most people are probably going to finish it in a couple of days. I don't know if MiHoYo has anything in store, but some sort of repeatable content will be really welcomed as Inazuma gets pushed out. Maybe something similar to the Spiral Abyss, so it can be tied to lore as well, because the Abyss currently sits off the coast of Mondstadt. So maybe in Inazuma there is something else, that maybe a temple or a shrine that we can visit where, you know, we can fight endless waves of mobs, or have some sort of other feature where it also resets on, you know, 2 weeks, a month, whatever MiHoYo decides to do. Something like that. I think it would be a huge missed opportunity if MiHoYo doesn't take this new region and implement some sort of new repeatable feature for endgame players. As much as I know Inazuma will pull in new players, the bulk of MiHoYo's player base is still going to be their dedicated long-time players, which for people who started even during this patch, by the time Inazuma is fully rolled out, likely will be pretty well off in their Genshin accounts and close to reaching endgame. So mostly going to be endgame players. So that's everything I wanted to say. Please, people, don't get too upset if Inazuma doesn't deliver. If Inazuma has 2 parts, give both parts a chance. And let's really try to stay positive, because to be honest, just seeing how they have changed their ways of designing certain characters and how they design constellations, rebalancing the game around certain features and giving love to underwhelming aspects of the game shows me that they do care about the game state and they do care about our voices, and that a lot of these changes are actually echoed by the community. So if we are respectful, if we give them time, changes will start to happen. Okay, that's going to be it for me. I wish to see you all during the patch 1.7 live stream, where we will peel back everything and really see what's going on and what MiHoYo has in store for us. Is Inazuma going to be 1.7, 1.8, part 1, part 2, 1 patch? Who knows? So until then, I urge you all a good day and stay safe. Peace, peace.